So, in the fourth dream, Sri Aurobindo has said the spiritual gift of India to the world. Now, what is the spiritual gift of India? One has to understand that there is something very special about India. And what is that speciality? What is India's mission? India's mission in the world is to show the way to union and harmony. This is the mission of India. This is the vision of India. This is the genius of India. This is the philosophical foundation of India, that there has to be unity and harmony. From where does this all wisdom comes in? It is the tapasya, the sadhana, the efforts which the rishis have done in India for ages together. It is a new country, 75 years young, but it is a very old civilization. Very, very old civilization. So today is a very special day. We are in the center of the golden orbit, the fifth day. 9 days, out of that, the fifth day is the real center of that. And as it has already been told to us that it's a Navratri and the Shakti is being celebrated. So today we'll be celebrating the Bharat Shakti, the India which everybody knows, and the India which she really is, and how Sri Aurobindo looks at India, and what is the destiny of this Bharat Shakti, what relevance it has to humanity, and what relevance it has to each of us as an individual. This is what we are going to see today. If I'm not audible, or if I'm too fast or too slow, or you feel like yawning, please wave me so that we really make it interesting. Okay. So we start with the presentation, 5 Dreams of Sri Aurobindo. So I just want to know from all of you, how many of you know about Sri Aurobindo? Okay. If you don't know, it's also easy. I'll tell you, don't worry. So, a very short, what should I say, understanding or of Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo, basically, he was born in India, studied in Europe, came back to India, and instead of taking the civil services in the British colonial era, he decided to work for the motherland. And thereby, he started writing articles which really created the fire in the whole masses, where his mantra was Vande Mataram. So Vande means salutation, Matram to the mother. And he said that the land in which we stay is our mother. And we have to give all our self to this mother so that she can be liberated, because India was under the rule of British that time, and there were difficulties which the Indians were facing, and more than that, he wanted to say that it is not only for India or Indians this is necessary, but for the humanity in future, that India has to be free. So that is the role which he took up, and he started writing articles in the book, in the journal called as Vande Mataram, Arya, Karm Yogin. A lot of articles he has written at that time, which were really bringing the Shakti in it, the force in it, so that a dynamism comes in India and the future destiny can be really achieved in the long run. So this is and after that, he was when he was very actively involved into the Revolutionary Act and the political scenario of India, he was implicated and jailed, and that is the time he realized that now somehow India will be free, his work over there is done, but there is a larger work and a higher work which he has to do, and that is to liberate the human soul. Not only liberation of India, but liberation of the soul, not only freedom of India, but freedom of the humanity. This is what he was working for. So, from revolution to evolution, that is what his journey is, that is what his message is. So, whenever we have darshan, usually we are allowed to go to mother's room, Sri Aurobindo's room, and it's a very, very celebrated event where everybody is really waiting in a queue for some time to just be there for a few seconds or a minute. But the real darshan means not only to see there or to be there, but to imbibe that philosophy into our lives and spread that message. That is what darshan really means. In Indian philosophy, darshan means the philosophical background, how that is really taken into our lives and we participate into day-to-day activities with that philosophical foundation. So that is what darshan is. We had a darshan on 21st. We'll be having a darshan on 29th. Very, very special day. On 28th, we have Auroville's birthday. So you are in a very, very golden supramental zone over here. Let us take it forward from here. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the 5 dreams of Sri Aurobindo, this was a message given by Sri Aurobindo on the eve of India's independence. That is 14th August 1947. And it had to be aired in the radio that time. Usually what happens is that it is a very celebrated time that your nation is getting liberated and you are getting your own freedom and all these things. But this is the genius of Sri Aurobindo. This is his vast mission. Even on that day, he is telling the people of not only India, but he's telling them that, see, this is only one small part of the whole dream. The dream is much larger and bigger. And that is why he has given 5 points in that dream. And all those 5 points are here. So the 5 dreams, I have just taken the essence from that and put it into shorter words so that it retains into our memory. We can all read it. It's just a 3 to 5 minutes read, but it is so power packed that it becomes very difficult to understand it at one go. It has so many layers hidden into it. So the 5 dreams, first dream was free and united India. When India got liberated, there was a 2-nation theory which was proposed, and we got the liberation by division. That is, it was split into 2 countries, India and Pakistan, and everybody knows how we are flaring. I'm not going to go into the geopolitics of the whole situation because I want to bring a different essence, bring out the Shakti part of it. That is why I will not be dealing with the geopolitical situations. Otherwise, that is also very interesting and very close to my heart. That is free and united India. The second one is resurgence of Asia and her role. So what Sri Aurobindo says is that it is not only that India has to be free and it has to be united, not fragmented, but it is the cultural aspect of Asia, which is so much similar. Even Asia has to rise. And it is not only for these countries, but for the world and for humanity as such, that this upliftment and this release of the energy has to be there so that everything can become more exuberant, more lively and harmonious. The third dream was dream of world union, where all the countries, all the nations could come together and live harmoniously. The fourth dream, spiritual gift of India. This is very, very important for the occasion here because we are talking about Bharat Shakti, revitalizing in the Indian Shakti and how it can help in today's present scenario. We are going to see each in details. And the final dream was dream of individual perfection and perfect society. So 5 dreams of Sri Aurobindo, they are not sequential that, okay, one will be accomplished, then the next will be realized, then the third will come to fruition. It is not like that. They are all happening simultaneously. And you can already, if you are little aware of the situations which are happening in the world today, you will see that somehow the things are coming to fruition of what he really wanted. So 1947 it was given. We are now almost 75 years from there, and we see so many things which are happening that sometimes we feel that, is he really prophesying or forcing the events? So he has not only given us the roadmap and the blueprint that what can happen, but he has also told us what should be done and what should not be done, so that the suffering and the chaos which we are in today can be reduced and eventually be eradicated. We have seen and understood what was Sri Aurobindo's background, but if we really want to know about India, it is very important how Sri Aurobindo looked at India or how he felt about India. So he said, it is Bharat Shakti. The Shakti we call India, the Bhavani Bharati. The other day somebody was having a question that what about the collective Shakti? So the collective Shakti of India is called as Bharat Shakti. It is the Shakti of each and every individual who is present in India. If I am corrupt, Bharat Shakti becomes corrupt. If I am pure, Bharat Shakti becomes pure. If I am generous, Bharat Shakti gets the generosity in her, because I am carrying that Shakti in me and adding to the collective harmony of this particular land. And it holds true for every nation. Whatever is the psychological, spiritual, and the cultural aspect of the human beings in that particular geopolitical location becomes the Shakti of that nation. This is one thing, that what is Bharat Shakti? The Shakti of all the individuals who reside in India and who adore her and love her, that is the Bharat Shakti that he has called as Bhavani Bharati. Bhavani is fierce, but at the same time she is so dynamic and so powerful that all the obstacles can be removed and success and victory is granted to you if she is there in the forefront. So that is Bhavani Bharati. Sri Aurobindo says that what is Mother India? It is not a piece of land. It is not the forests and the rivers and the mountains which are there in India. That is just the body of the mother. But the real living cells of this mother is the individuals who are living in it. We are the life, the living cells of India. And he says, what is its memory and speech? The literature which we have, all the artwork which we have done, that is her memory and her speech. And what is the happiness for Mother India? When all her children are free and liberated and really live from that divine presence, that is her happiness. Only then she will be happy, and that is her way of saying that please work towards it. Then I feel that I am fulfilled and I feel happy that I'm your mother. So this is what Bharat Shakti is. Mother India is not a piece of earth. She is a power, a godhead. And that is why you see the picture of India, and from behind that is the essence, the Bharat Shakti, which is there, ruling, governing everything, inspiring us and transforming us. So in the fourth dream, Sri Aurobindo has said the spiritual gift of India to the world. Now what is the spiritual gift of India? One has to understand that there is something very special about India. And what is that speciality? The spirituality of India is its speciality. What is the spirituality and what is its destiny? I have taken deliberately the quote from the mother. She is the mother who's sitting in front of the spiritual map of India. And this is a place where she used to take the salutes and give the classes to the children and be with them, give them some groundnuts, peanuts. So it was literally a mother in an individual form, a mother standing for the nation, and a mother standing for the whole universe and the transcendental mother. People are lucky who have realized masters in their life. To see them live, to interact with them is the greatest gift, the greatest grace which anybody can have in one's life. And the people in the ashram were really blessed to have her there. anybody could just go and ask her that today I am having this pain, what to do? And like a normal human mother, she would take care of you. People would come and discuss ideas with her when wars were happening, and she could direct there how the things would change. So this is what the mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashram is, and what she has been doing for the world and humanity as such is very much evident over here. She says, "O India, land of light and spiritual knowledge, wake up to your true mission." What is India's mission? India's mission in the world is to show the way to union and harmony. This is the mission of India. This is the vision of India. This is the genius of India. This is the philosophical foundation of India, that there has to be unity and harmony. This is why, in spite of so many people coming and ruling India, right from the Britishers to the Mughals to the Greek people, the Portuguese, who has not come and ruled over India? But still India could stand back because India believes in unity and harmony. Not even once India has waged a war against any country. And because of this, they have imbibed everything, harmoniously accepted the things, and have moved forward. People say it is initially they used to say it's a poor country. Would anybody come and trade with a poor person? I don't understand. Because India had the richness, it had all the wealth of knowledge, wealth of various biodiversities, the wealth of the culture. That is why people came and wanted to have a transaction with her. You are walking on the road, you don't talk to a beggar or a poor person. At the most, you come and give something. But the history of India has been that people have taken from here. That is what India is. The biggest mantra which we believe in is Vasudeva Idam Kutumbakam. That is, the whole world is one. Each and every individual, each and every being, living, non-living, has a right to exist, and everything belongs to the divine. It is His abode, and we all are a part of it. This is the genius of India, that we believe in this philosophy and we try to live into that philosophy. So what is India's spiritual heritage? From where did we get all this knowledge? From where does this all wisdom comes in? It is the tapasya, the sadhana, the efforts which the rishis have done in India for ages together. It is a new country, 75 years young, but it is a very old civilization. Very, very old civilization. And they have done the tapasya, and not only they have done it, they could have got liberated and gone away, but they have spread this message to the whole world. There have been universities which have been Takshashila, Nalanda, where people from different countries used to come and learn over here. So this is the genius. This is the real tapasya which people have done. They have had God realization, they have spread the message, and it is through the various Vedas which we have. The Vedas are the supreme knowledge where they tell you about salvation, the oneness, how to be connected to the divine. And not only that, but they will tell you the small, small practices which can be done. They will not only give you the knowledge, but they'll give you the experience if you follow what is given in them. So there are different Vedas, Upanishads. Upanishad is where a teacher is teaching a student, and the student sitting by his feet learns those things. And what is the main learning of the Upanishads? It is about oneness. Oneness within oneself, the different planes and parts of the being, the mind, the heart, the body, the spiritual and the psychic parts, how one can be harmonious in oneself, how one can be harmonious with the universe, the environment in which you live, the community in which you live, the world in which you live, and how you can be one with the divine. How that connection can happen, that is the learning of the Upanishads. Then we have the Bhagavad Gita, very well known throughout the world. It is one of the smallest book which has the essence of all the knowledge of Indian scriptures. It is also called as Vedanta, where it has come in the end of the Vedic period. But this gives you, in essence, what is bhakti, devotion, what is moksha, salvation, what is gyan marga, how to have that knowledge, how does a yogi live, does he what should he do, should he live in, what type of people he should interact with, what type of food he should eat, what type of gestures he should have, what type of relationship he should have, all that is given. And one by one, Sri Krishna, this is a very interesting thing, that there was a war about to happen where Arjuna, that is the story of Mahabharat, where there were two cousins, two parts of cousins, and one did not want to give the legal heritage to the other person who, which was rightfully his. And that is why a war was waged. And how relationships make a difference, why justice is important, for the sake of justice, how far you have to go or where you have to stop, all that is taught in the Mahabharata. And the essence of that, where the real teaching happens, where Arjuna, he is in utter confusion. He says, how can I kill my own men? Or how can I just, people who have taught me, how can I go against them? Sri Krishna is telling him that the highest thing in life is to live a life of dharma. The rightful duty, the right conduct, the right thinking, the appropriate action has to be there. That is the real life. Then you are living for the divine. Otherwise, it is just, oh, he's my friend, let him give me some things to him. If you are in a power position, okay, you put your kith and kin people in the high positions. That is not dharma. So he is telling you the right code of conduct, that how you have to perform in your life. And that is why a lot of management gurus learn from this book, and they will always take quotes from there and propagate throughout the world. So that is about Bhagavad Gita. Ramayana. Ramayana is a very beautiful story where a young lad prince was just about to be crowned for the nation that time, and suddenly he was asked to leave and go to the forest, leaving his position and everything, and how he takes the will of his father as his dharma and walks out from the kingdom. And while leaving out from the kingdom, what are the dynamics between the brothers and the mother and the wife and how they deal? It is all about Maryada Purushottam, how a person who's really in that code of conduct, how he performs when he is a king, when he is a brother, when he is a husband, when he is a son, when he is with the animals also. You very often see that there he had a Vanar Sena. All the monkeys helped him to have a victory over the evil. So this is the story of Ramayana. That is why Ram and Sri Krishna, Sri Ram and Sri Krishna are very, very sacred, appreciated, celebrated people in our life, because they tell us what is to be done. They are the avatars. But the beauty is that when an avatar comes in a human form, it is like the mother, that you can interact with them, even the small little things of your life. That is the beauty of all the scriptures, and that is the greatness of India. Incredible India. Most of the foreigners who come to India, they know about Incredible India because it will be written on the buses, it will be on the tourism department, and it's a hype word where you really feel like going to India. So what is that which makes India incredible? First is we live in unity in diversity. All types of religions are practiced in India. There are many religions which are born in India. Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, they are all born in India. The biggest population of Buddhism stays in India. We have Islamic people living over here, we have Christianity over here, we have, you name it, and we all live in harmony over here. So that is what is the speciality of India, that it can accept people and live happily. People who have been thrown away from Iran, Parsis, were welcomed in India. People who have been thrown away from China, the Buddhists, have been welcomed in India. Not only welcomed, but celebrated. You see the honors which Dalai Lama gets over here. So that is the beauty. We are not saying that no, this is only ours and nobody is supposed to come here. We do not believe in that division. We believe in generosity, we believe in humility, we believe in acceptance, and we practice that into our day-to-day lives. So that is the genius of India, and that is why it has survived all these wars and it has moved forward from there. Two nations became free at the same time, India and Pakistan. You see the situations of the two countries, a very, very big learning lesson for all of us. We have the ancient scriptures. I told them in short to you about them. We have yoga. We are celebrating the World Yoga Day now. And I would like to pull your attention to this fact that in 1914, Sri Aurobindo has spoken about yoga and India. He says the Indian yoga has to go into the world, to the Western countries, because that is the future and everybody is looking towards India with hope because there is so much of chaos. If you are absolutely submerged into materialism, a point comes when you feel that something is missing and then you want to look in for the spirit, and that is the way which India will show to the world. And that is why it is said that India will be the Vishwaguru. Not as an authority that, okay, we are superior or something, but to collaborate, to lead harmoniously and tell the world the beauty which it has. That is what is there. So yoga, meditation, Ayurveda, you see all these things are very, very much sought after throughout the world. I have already talked about the intellectual legacy, the various universities which we had in the past, the Gurukul system where a master or a teacher teaches you all the things of life. It is not that you go only to learn science or chemistry or mathematics, but you live in the presence of a live guru and learn all the aspects of life and imbibe that from them and move forward. So that is what was there. The philosophical outlook, that is the main foundation of India. The spiritual practices, that is the real vibrant dynamism of India. The intellectual legacy, where it can move forward and absorb the new things and integrate the modern and the traditional things together. We see India is really moving forward in the modern world. And the scientific discoveries, so many scientific discoveries have been done by the scientists of India and it is being used. The number 0 came from India to start with. After that, the calculations moved forward. So this is what India's legacy is. Spirituality is the master key. Dharma is the guiding light. This is what India is. Even if all the visitors who are here, we have one more very, very prominent thing which says Atithi Devo Bhava. We treat our guests as the divine. And I really feel that we offer our best to the divine. If through this Shakti Kumbh, if the best of India can be offered to the world outside, we think we have accomplished the purpose of the Shakti Kumbh. So the fifth dream of Sri Aurobindo, where he has gone from revolution to evolution, he says that individuals have to be living from their psychic, from the inner dimensions. The outer surface things are there. He says a new race has to come in. One who, till now, we have seen that from plant life, we have come to animal life, and from animal life to human life. But he says a new race has to come in, which is living in the divinity. That is the new race, where they really believe that they are the child of the God, and they imbibe those qualities and express those qualities in their day-to-day lives. That is the real message of Sri Aurobindo. So the final dream was to live in the higher consciousness and bring that supramental consciousness in our lives and move forward so that all the sufferings, all the chaos, all these divisions which are there can be eradicated and we can live harmoniously with ourselves, with the universe, and under the divine guidance and the divine will. So moving from animality to humanity, and eventually divinity. That is the message which Sri Aurobindo is giving. And how does one do that? Sri Aurobindo has made it very, very simple for us. Last 5 days, we are seeing that there are different types of practices, different things have to be done. Sri Aurobindo has given a very simple message through his yoga, which is called as integral yoga. Integral because it is all inclusive and not excluding anything. He says all life is yoga. If you are drinking tea, that is also yoga according to him. If you are having a family, children, that is also yoga. If you are going and sitting in the mountain as an ascetic, that is also yoga. So he says all life is yoga. The only thing which is important is the attitude with which you do the things which makes you a yogi or a bhogi. A bhogi is one who really consumes everything. So, or a tyagi, that is an ascetic who leaves everything. So he says, life has to be lived. It has to be celebrated. Celebrated in oneness. You don't leave anything. That tyaga is not expected. Sri Aurobindo is saying it is not necessary. But at the same time, you don't have to be a bhogi and be indulgent into it. You have to be a yogi, that whatever is necessary, whenever, you do it. You feel like drinking a cup of coffee, you drink it. But don't be addicted to coffee. I'm putting it in very simple terms, but I hope the essence is conveyed. So this is what he says, and his whole integral yoga talks about, and his final dream talks about individual perfection and perfect society. How can one have that individual perfection? Mother has put it very simply to us. She has given the mother symbol. Jaya spoke extensively on the first day about that, the qualities which are to be embodied by us. It is not a piece, a decorative piece that, oh, it looks so beautiful, so colorful and all that. But these are the qualities which we have to imbibe in ourselves if we want to have an individual perfection. It is not of ornamental value. You'll see most of us are wearing rings or pendants with mother's symbol. But it is there so that we can be conscious every time that these are the qualities which we have to imbibe in our life so that all the four powers of the mother can come into our lives and then reveal that Aditi or the Shakti, the supreme in our lives. That is what is individual perfection is. That all the parts of our being, the head, the heart, the hands, everything has to work in harmony. That is what Sri Aurobindo means by individual perfection. The supreme qualities of all our aspects have to be put in the forefront. That is individual perfection. And perfect society, we all are very blessed to be in this zone right now. The Matri Mandir which is there is the symbol of that unity, that you can easily enter into her abode or into her temple. What is expected of you is just have the simplicity and the purity of a child. You can ask anything from the mother. As a child, you ask for play toy cars. As you grow up, you ask for real cars. She gives you everything. But sincerity has to be there. That purity has to be there. And that surrender has to be there. That, okay, I want it. I'd like to share a small story over here. There was a child who was going with the mother into a big fair festival which was happening over there. And he's pulling the mother's hand. Mother, mother, I want the ice cream. She says, okay, okay, we'll have. Mother, I want to go in the merry-go-round. Okay, okay, we'll go. Wait, wait, wait. And then she has some chores to be done. She's doing that. Mother, mother, please, I want to sit in that toy car. Okay, okay, we'll go. And due to some reason, the hand of the boy slips out and he misses the mother. Now the people who have been there, they said, okay, okay, come here, don't cry. What happened? Have a ice cream. No, I want mama. Okay, come, we'll go in the merry-go-round. No, 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 I want mama. No, okay, I'll make you sit in the car. No, I want mama. So all the enjoyment is there only if the mama is there with you. Otherwise, you feel absolutely lonely, absolutely isolated. You are driven into chaos. Nothing makes meaning. This mother is always there, guiding us, helping us, transforming us, ready to do anything for us. But are we open to her? That openness has to come into us. That receptivity has to come into us. Only then we can live in her glory. Only then she will make us see her beautiful self, the different powers which she has. If we are closed, what can she do? Open yourself. She has given, the mother has put it very simply to us. Be simple. Be happy. Remain quiet. Be open to my force. Be pure. That's only what is needed. You don't really have to sit in a particular mountain and do the japa for 100 times or 1,000 times or really chant the shlokas which are very difficult. Not necessary. If just these few qualities you imbibe in yourself, everything will come automatically to you. In today's world, do we really have the time? That day, Ma Gyan Suvira was saying that if I put you in the mountain for half an hour, you will start shivering and crying that what has happened. So for people like us who are very simple, who don't really get the philosophy, all that, be simple. She will give you, she will reveal everything to you. Have that faith. That faith has to be there. That openness has to be there. So when that is there, automatically there is a lot of clarity will come into your head, stability will come into your emotions, power will come into your dynamism will come into your body, everything will happen. You will have the real, true psychic love. When you are carrying love, automatically people will love you. It is not what you take, but what you give really makes you a part of the divine being. I cannot just keep on taking from people. If I want love, I have to be love. If I want power, I have to be power. Because she is sitting there within us and everything is available, we just have to open up to that thing. They have given a very simple formula how this can be done. I know that I am not all powerful. How can you become powerful? Very simple. Have the aspiration. With the aspiration, that day it was said, Ichha Shakti, Gyan Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. All those come into the aspiration. That have the aspiration, Mother, I want this. But there has to be sincerity in it. There has to be openness in it. There has to be receptivity when she's giving you this. Then it happens, the aspiration, and you have to put effort towards it. What is the effort? You don't have to go and die hard, do that. Just be open to her influence. And then automatically she will reveal the knowledge which is needed. She will make you do the right things at appropriate time. So, aspiration, rejection. Avoid all those things which will put you into trouble, chaos, which is not in alignment with yourself. Reject all those. Mother has made it all the more simple. She says, rejection can be very difficult. There are desires, there are passions, and they really overpower you. You cannot reject them. Your force cannot do that. Invoke her. She says, offer. Something you cannot do, just offer it. I will do it for you. But have that faith. Be open to me. Offer it. So rejection, it is difficult, so you can just offer. And she will transform it for you. Today you are seeking for human love. She will transform, and people have dished you, disappointed you, abandoned you. Be open to her. She will not only bring love in your life, but she'll bring the divine love in life, which only she can give, nobody else can give. So that is what is the demand of the Shakti, that you have to be like a child. You have to be simple. You have to be pure. No manipulations, no bargains, no transactions. Just be simple. And eventually surrender. How does a child who's crying, when the mother picks up in the lap, how does the child feel? You should feel like that. You should be that surrendered that whatever happens, she is there. She will take care of me. I don't have to worry. I'm just her child. Does any mother mean harm to the child? Even a normal human mother? In fact, I would like to share this over here, that when I got my daughter, I used to, all the time as a mother, you have a maternal anxiety. Oh, will she fall or what? Is she doing nicely or no? Her dress is okay or no? And then eventually I realized that when a human mother can think so much about the child, what the divine mother can do? You want to give the best to your child. Isn't she doing that for us? We are sometimes, prodigal and run here and there, but she is giving everything to us. We are not holding her hand. We are running away. We are not going to her. We don't want to clasp her and grasp her and embrace her. She is with open arms waiting for us. It is the effort which we are not making to go to her. And if that is there, then the whole formula which Sri Aurobindo says, divine life, that is to have a divine life in a divine body, and all the purushats, where dharma, kama, artha, moksha, everything is granted to us. This is what the objective of our lives are, that we should live it in full flare, full celebration. Not only one part, but everything can be achieved by their grace. A very, very simple message, but which conveys a lot. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Please remember that whenever you are dealing in your life, remember that you are a spiritual being and then you are dealing with others. When you are dealing with the universe, deal with that sense that you are a spiritual being and everything is part of that eternal being. With respect and love, it has to be done. That dignity has to be given to everyone. So, this is the final message. The eternal Shakti, the Supreme, waiting for us. We as individuals just have to merge into her. Just go into her lap with full faith and surrender that everything she will take care of. All can be done if the God touch is there. It is our responsibility to constantly be in touch with them. Remember them, invoke them, call them, be with them. It is our responsibility. The mother cannot do anything if you are running away. She'll call you. She gives you calls. She gives you inklings. Please come. Where are you going? This is not the way. But no, you need to fall, no, to learn certain things. You do that. She doesn't want that you should fall, but you in your little ego feel that, oh, how can she run behind me? She will do everything to protect you and take care of you and transform you. Just be open to that. With this, I just want that we should try to connect to that divine source. A minute of silence, and then maybe we can take up the questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Aarti. That was exquisite. And it's a perfect segue for, as you said, today is day 5. We've had 4 days before, 4 days after. What you did is you brought it together in such a way that it's not just our personal sadhana and our personal evolution, but you laid out the roadmap from personal to community, from community to nation, from nation to the world. Community being right here, Auroville seeking to be a community that is harmonized as a model for nations of the future and of the whole world. I just wanted to take a moment to bring them back to the theme, therefore, of the event. It's called Shakti Kumbh, is themed for posterity as a regenerative renaissance of Mother India, revitalizing Bharata Shakti. So I just wanted to underline what you brought up and summarize that Sri Aurobindo and Mother have talked about the Renaissance in India. And the word regenerative has been put in front because at this time, Mother Earth is suffering terribly. And because of the Anthropocene age and so on, the 5 dreams have to include saving and regenerating Mother Earth. And at this time, Mata Sita's example, just like the Ram Mandir has opened, I'm hoping that Mata Sita's energy, archetype, and Shakti will also awaken in every man, woman, and child of this land because she is the daughter of the earth. And so her awakening will awaken the capacity in us to regenerate Mother Earth. So that is one. And then what you explained, that how will the Renaissance of India happen? It'll happen through every cell. And every cell is each one of us. And the Bharata Shakti has to get revitalized in each one of us. And once it is revitalized in each one of us, there will be a regenerative renaissance of Mother India. So this is, in a way, what you spoke was explanation and exploration and expansion of that core theme of the Shakti Kumbh. So I want to explain to our audience also why have we created a Shakti Kumbh with the mission of regenerative renaissance of Mother India, revitalizing through the revitalizing of Bharata Shakti. So to that, if you have anything more to add, we would love to hear.
That is what I was saying. It is not only for the sake of India, but the future humanity. This roadmap which Sri Aurobindo has given of unity and harmony and of individual perfection has to be really lived by each one of us. Then, you see, there is so much of chaos. What is happening in Russia? What is happening in the different parts of the world? Everywhere there is chaos, and you feel that, oh, we are talking all lofty ideas. But the change has to begin with us. If I don't fight with my family members or my co-workers or my neighbors or this, there itself the peace starts. But so much of chaos is happening. Why? Because we are all looking outside. Everybody, instead of having the formula of sensitivity, we are believing in superiority. Instead of thinking of collaboration, we are thinking of authority. That is the problem. Everybody wants to say that I'm the best and I have the right to do this and you don't have the right to do this. We are all looking outside, we are not looking inside. That is the problem. And Sri Aurobindo very, very gently and softly brings in this aspect that first individual perfection, individual harmony, and eventually collective harmony. That is, collective harmony has to be expressed, but it also means that we have to work on ourselves. India is moving towards that golden age, and it is predicted that India will take the lead in the coming few years. India is a Vishwa Guru, the world leader. The reason being that it believes in this unity and harmony, but that is only possible when each one of us puts in that effort. It is a kartavya kal. We have to do our duties and responsibilities. Only then we can go into the Amrit Kal, which is the nectar, the immortality, the celebration of life. Everything is there. So we are in a Amrit Kal, heading ahead to India at 2047, that is 100 years. And I'm sure in this coming 25 years, with the things happening throughout the world, the evolution will be so fast, and the dream which Sri Aurobindo really has put up in front of us of world union and individual perfection and perfect society will materialize. I have that hope and I want to live to that age. Yes, yes, please.
You emphasized on the importance of being simple, right? I want to understand what is being simple. How do you know you are being simple?
Very nice question. Every day I question myself this. so it is that whenever you are doing something, there is a very beautiful article by the mother called as The Science of Living. In that she says, know thyself and control thyself. So if suppose I am doing a particular act, I should just step back for a moment and think, why am I doing it? If I want to hit somebody, why do I want to hit that person? If I just step back, I will come to know that there is something which is there in me, which is creating this impulse. And that is the moment we have to look whether this impulse is in harmony with myself, with the universe, with the person in front of me, or no. We have to step back. There are times when you really want to slap the person and you should do it. But you should know why you are doing it. So to know thyself, to control thyself, that is the science of living. So that is the simplicity. When you have to be truthful to yourself, that is simplicity. It is not that, oh, I wear only khadi and I wear no bindi and I don't wear jewelry and I talk in very soft tone. No. It is if you are in alignment with your own self, that is simplicity.
Well, thank you so much for your clarity. I really like it. I love it. I have a question about India as a nation.
Yes.
And expanding on the concept of nationalism. because I feel that we have the opportunity to build identities detached from nations if we really want to expand our consciousness to divine consciousness. However, I keep hearing and reinforcing the concept of nation. And if we look at the conflicts around the world today, it's basically because of that. It's because people build their identity so strong, attached to a nation, that then they defend the attachment. And normally it's because of access to resources, because we are living in a capitalist world, so we need resources.
Yes.
So basically, we look at all the conflicts around the world, 99% of them are because of access to resources.
Yes.
And then they extend to access to our minds.
Mm.
So if Aurobindo is all about all these supra and above intelligence, I feel that we have the opportunity to go beyond nations. And I wonder how we can build that in a constructive narrative. And if you have any advice from Aurobindo's thinking.
So I don't have any advice, but I can just be consciously aware of the things happening. We see that so much of political instability is there throughout the world. A lot of economical crises are happening in different nations. Wars are being created in different countries. And in general, there is a lot of chaos. Now, what is the way out? Or how, and it is all because that there is lack of, we feel that there is a lack of resources. This belongs to me and you are not supposed to be a part of this. But somewhere, even when this is happening, you see, when the First World War happened, the World League came into existence. When the Second World War happened, the United Nations came into existence. We are almost on the verge of Third World War. What is happening now is that Sri Aurobindo has told this in very first dream of his. He says that because of all these things which are happening, which are not so pleasant, there will be a group formed of common actions, concord, and collaboration. People will start doing this. Now people are talking about environment. The G20 has been formed. The SAARC summit has been formed. The Asian countries are coming together. And they want to share their resources. We have IT corridors. We have political adjustments that, okay, if this for example, if one country is going to wage a war against you, the other countries will support you. So all what is happening is that slowly somehow this urge to merge is happening. Everywhere people are trying to come together so that they can harmoniously have the resources and not only exploit the resources, but how to regenerate those resources, how to use it more positively, how to share it and care for it. This is the movement which is happening. So both the things are happening simultaneously. We cannot just look at one part and say that, no, this is there. We also have to look at the second part, that yes, even in the chaos, there is some method which is coming up. In this madness, there is a method which is being followed, because that is eventually the final destiny of human life. Collaboration, cooperation, concordance, and compassion. These are the qualities on which we have to work.
So to build on what you just said, as they say, there is a law or a dharma of every unit in creation. So you have to have, an atom has to come together to become a molecule. Molecules have to come together to become a tissue. Tissues have to come together to become organs. Organs come together to become the body. So a nation, in that sense, has a unique role in the body of humanity and Mother Earth. Each nation has to form into its unique organ and play its unique function. Otherwise, no one's going to, you can't have a body without a heart. You can't have a body without a liver. You can't. So to that extent, the idea of nations as spiritual collectives who together express a unique function needed for the collective body of humanity and the planet, that cannot be avoided, right? But it's how do they become that unique organ and operate at the optimum level and play, or think of it like a symphony, right? We are eventually all music. We are eventually vibrations. We want to create a symphony. Each one has to play its organ, its instrument as perfectly and as beautifully as possible so that the symphony is generated, right? So think of it that way. You can't not have it. You have to include it before you transcend it. You have to be the best kind of nation before you can move into becoming a world union, right? So there is an evolutionary progression to these things. We can't just dissolve the idea of nationhood without ever having achieved its perfection in the first place, right?
That is exactly what Sri Aurobindo says, that each nation has to live up to its dharma, and then that will make the humanity progress and evolve further. See, we cannot just have spirituality and sit in an isolated place. We cannot just have materialism and just work on that. Everything has to merge together so that a synthesis is formed, and this unification will bring the highest supreme knowledge, supreme love, supreme strength into existence.
Another part of his question, I think, he was also asking with the emergence of India, like India has started to emerge, there's an underlying nationalist movement also, which the people outside fear. Like these two are going hand in hand. The Hindu upsurge and the spiritual upsurge of India. So what I think he's asking is that Hindu fundamentalism ever going to override our spiritual aspiration as a Vishwaguru? And how do we differentiate these two?
Yes. So, is that your question? So, yes. But if that is your question, I can answer to that. So, see, fear usually comes from insecurities and our own weaknesses. And I don't know why this fear is there with Hinduism or the. First of all, what we are talking about is not about any religion. In fact, I really wanted to add this, and I'm thankful that you have brought out this question, that Sri Aurobindo's 5 dreams are incomplete until unless we add the mother's dream to that. And what was the mother's dream? She said, I have a dream that there will be a place where there will be no religion, no nation, nothing, where everybody will live in harmony and will live for the divine and serve the divine. And with that vision, Auroville has been made. You see, here so many people are coming and staying together from different countries, different religions, different castes, different creed, everything. And still, that they are looking forward to the realization of the dream which they have set in front of us. So there is no, actually, when you are talking about Hinduism or Islam or Christianity and conversions and all that, this is the narrowness which each religion has. We have to get out of that cult of religion. It is not that we have to leave our practices and say, but we have to be wide enough to accept and be inclusive. We have to be sensitive and not be, creating divisions. We have to be more inclusive, and that is the strength of India, that it has so much of diversity and still we live in unity. There will always be this type of forces which will be the divisive forces, and we have to understand for ourselves which part we have to hold the hand, the divisive part or the inclusive part. Eventually, everything has to be under the divine will, and that harmony has to prevail. That is where everything is heading towards. It is just our narrowness, our blocked mind and blocked heart, which creates more problems, and then we want to, no, keep this thing away, draw the lines, kill the people. This is happening. If we become open, wide, accept, harmonious, definitely that day Ma was saying that it was your question, right? If somebody comes to attack me, what should I do? No? So she says, if you are in alignment with yourself, automatically that person will not have the strength to do anything to you. So we have to look at our own alignments. Things will keep on happening on the outside. Our attitude has to be aligned, and we have to live from that inner being, moving forward with our dharma. Does that answer your question?
Has not been inclusive?
What?
No, just because it's a continuation to this, I just wanted to understand. So when she used the word Hindu fanatism, okay. So we, whoever understands Hinduism as a way of life and has never talked of it as a religion per se, we always understood that it is inclusive. So should you want to light a lamp, you can. Should you not want to light, you don't light. You don't go to a temple, you are still a Hindu. You go to the temple every morning, still you're a Hindu. You don't chant any prayers, you're still a Hindu. You chant every morning and night, you're still a Hindu. You may not practice any of the ceremonies that were prescribed, you're still a Hindu. So there is so much inclusivity in that, and you're given complete freedom. So then, if that is the philosophy of it, then what is the fear for everybody about Hinduism?
Yeah, that is what. So that is what I'm saying. The narrowness and the fixed ideas which individuals have, that is why the problem comes in. But eventually, if the move has to be to turn inside and see where are we heading, to know ourselves and to control ourselves. If we want to live in peace and harmony, then we have to really open up. We cannot be fixed. We have to allow the higher consciousness and the supramental consciousness to make us more wide and open. This is the move. This is the solution. Yes, Jaya.
So I just wanted to say something connecting to what you said, and what you said. And it is that I thought immediately about, because you mentioned the organs of the body, okay? And if you look at the Mother Sri Aurobindo, when we talk about the body, all the work which is being done on perfection of the body, all the exercises, sports in the ashram, all this. And at the same time, she speaks about a new body. And Sri Aurobindo says in one place, more likely the organs will be replaced by the chakras. Okay? So it's like you said, all of these things are happening at the same time. I'm also thinking about what Masuveda they said the other day about we have to start from where we are. Not take something and want to kind of copy it, but really, where is it? So we are here for maybe a couple of 100 years. The nations, the individual being, the nation, the organs in the body, we have to take care of the body, refine all this. And in that process, actually, this other aspect of the world as one, of no borders, of no passports, of the body as a very different kind of being, not female, not male, freed from this, that can emerge through that process. And it is emerging already. In the maybe I said the other day already, in the 70s, in one conversation, Mother points out the fact that the image of the fashion models, Twiggy, etc., this small-breasted, no big hips, etc., she says that is already a sign of what is coming with the body, which will not be male or female in the same sense. No? So it's all, and nature brings it in as drops here and there, and slowly, slowly it is happening. And it's all happening at one time, but at the same time, these forms have to, the individuality has to manifest in us and come around the psychic, and then it moves. No? I just wanted to add that.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. The evolution is happening. The nature is already doing the evolution. It is just, are we consciously participating in that or no, is what we have to look into and move forward in that direction. So it is just our conscious participation in that. And only humans have this privilege to consciously participate in their own evolution and the earth evolution, so that the supramental realization can happen on earth.